Hello Smash Com Tourney of Tourneys fans and welcome to Alpha League number 5. Now this is the part where I usually talk about what's coming up in today's tourney. However, after last week's Valiant tourney, I can't really remember what's going on, so I'm going to just start now and just talk about it as we go. I know there's a big Crystal League match, but I can't remember why, so we'll get to it. Now that's what you call hosting. Anyway, we start with a Richter and Dark Pit. Seems like a good place to start. Richter, ranked 10th at the moment. Dark Pit, who's an all-star, ranking 15th, so slipped on down. As we have this Cosmo Viper versus Energy Source Fighter. Two popular picks in Ultimate Dream Team, and that's good for the people who have Richter, as Dark Pit is A, dead already, and B, great news for Mega Drive, who has starfighted Richter. Jimmy bouncing on forward. Here we go. I was looking for Jimmy there, that doesn't help. Richter, that's what I want. 21 wins, 11 losses. Richter still in 10th at the moment, just behind Simon. A loss for Simon could be deadly. And Dark Pit are in a terrible tournament, 26 wins, 21 losses. And terrible times as well, obviously, for the Energy Source, who lose their All-Star. Kind of given up with it all, to be honest. Well, there's no hope. Maybe Banjo. And now we have Steve. Steve versus Villager. Villager from the Gumtech, who surprisingly no one starfighted. And Steve, who's in a couple of teams. Let's have a look, see who's. Steve is in 2 teams, the Fruity Fellas and We Will Rock You. Just going to check my Villager knowledge. Congratulations to all of our Valiant tourney winners who got through to the semi-finals. So that was Mega Drive, my brother Jimmy. It was Third Lemon and the Fruity Fellas, Jordan and the Bunda Squad, and then finally Big Nath and the Mighty Clucks. So you'll probably hear those guys mentioned today because they picked some great fighters who got them through. Some luckier than others, but all through nevertheless. So congrats. I don't know what's going on, by the way. I assume it's an assist trophy. I think someone's invisible, but I just don't know. Oh no, there's Villager. Villager, who is getting absolutely decimated at the moment. Steve looks like he's got this in the bag, and Steve does have this in the bag, which is good news for both people who have picked Steve, as they both starfighted him. So Third Lemon has changed her all starfighter to Steve. And Ash, you already had Steve as your starfighter, so all is well. Now, if I remember rightly, Steve hasn't won a single fight since he won his first tournament this series, which is crazy. But now he's back in the game. Maybe I need to zoom in. I'm just going to zoom in because I can't see anything. There we go. Villager, 29 for 19. Villager moves down to 9th. Which means that Simon must have overtaken him now. And then Steve, now in 11th, is 1 place behind Richter, who he faces in the next round. So that'll be a big match between the Cosmo Vipers and the Cockadoodle Dudes. Steve having beaten Richter 2-1. By the way. And now we have 2 of the fighters who aren't doing too well in Series 3. And that's Ike, who's ranked 45th. And Pichu, who's ranked 29th. Now, let me have a check on how these guys are actually doing this series. Pichu has won 1, lost 4, and Ike has also won 1 and lost 4. So at least one of them will have won 2 by the end of this. Cool. Let's see what happens. Red Robots versus the Gumtech, and let's see who is where. So the Red Robots are in 6th, and the Gumtech are in 5th, so Red Robots want to try and close that gap on the team above them, so that would happen if Pichu won. I think the only people to have Pichu is OG Nathan. Wait, what? And no one has Ike. Ike used to be a really popular character, but this year, no one. This series, I keep saying this year, but it's this series. And how is the struggle for top place going? All the Cosmo Vipers have taken the lead on the fossil fuels, but they are on joint points. Very interesting stuff. Anyway, nothing really going on here. Looks like Pichu may win as Pichu picked up his final smash, which means that Ike is probably going to die here. Ike is dead, which is great news. Once again, this is our third team who have picked their star fighter, so obviously that's OG Nave. So double points there for you, my friend, as Pichu gets some more wins for you, finally. Finally. And poor old Ike, who was ranked one of the lowest in the Alpha League, goes down to 48th. So still not as low as Toon Link, who's 49th, but still pretty low. But good news for OG Nath with double points. Much needed. Yeah, put that on there. Means that you've moved up to 11th. Great news. I think this is the Crystal League match, by the way, and that is Ganondorf versus Banjo and Kazooie. So they're fighting in the Opal League. Ganondorf has 2, Banjo has 3. So a win here for Banjo would be amazing for Banjo. Be amazing for the energy source, because obviously if Banjo gets those 5 wins, they go towards the energy source, which would be great. But he does have to beat Ganondorf, who smashed it in the Valiant tourney for anyone who had him. Won the last tourney, currently MVP, and Banjo has taken no damage. And there's very little faith surrounding Banjo, as he was the star fighter of Makawewe's team, of Boom Makalaka. Mouthful there. But he's changed it. Must have looked at the fight against Ganondorf and thought, nah, no way. He's looking sad at the moment. Ganondorf is absolutely destroying Banjo and has his final smash. Lands it, and it was a good choice to change over because firstly, Ganondorf, that's the second time he's beaten Banjo as well in this tourney, in this round of Opal League. So obviously King K. Rool did win the Opal League, so it did reset. Oh no, that was the only time they fought. So yeah, Ganondorf has beaten Banjo and Kazooie before. But now Ganondorf is even more further into MVP position as he beats Banjo and gets his 3rd Opal League match, which is huge. Banjo 18 for 12, and then Ganondorf, by winning that, is now 39 for 16, not 29, robbery, and is now 3 points ahead of Sephiroth. So Ganondorf for the Shroom Dogs is looking fantastic, and fights Pichu in the next round, who's not lost against before. So that's a bit of an easy battle for Ganondorf. Damn, he is a good fighter, right? Anyway, next up is Shulk, who no one's picked for the Red Robots, versus Isabelle, who he has beaten before. Isabelle in Third Lemon's team, the Fruity Fellas. Famously. No one else's team, though. And obviously the Fruity Fellas changed their starfighter to Steve, so it's not going to be Isabelle. Actually, I don't think you starfighted Isabelle anyway before. I'm going to find that out. I have all the information you need. Fruity Fellas. No, it was Little Mac. Definitely time for a change. Little Mac's not had a good tournament. Let's have a look. Little Mac, where are you? Yeah, Little Mac has only won 1, lost 4. Great choice to change. Okay, so Ganondorf can't get any more Opal League matches in the next, even if he beats Pichu. Both Steve and Richter aren't in the Opal League, so it's going to calm down a little bit for Ganondorf. But he is looking like a good starfighter choice, because if Ganondorf wins the Opal League, man, that's going to be crazy. He's going to have so many points to his name. Ooh, craziness. Anyway, what's going on here? I know there's an end tie on the screen. Shulk is losing. This match usually goes to sudden death. However, they are fighting underground, so one big hit could be game over. Probably not, though. Oh no, Isabelle is fighting pretty well. She's the one who's doing the most damage at the moment. Shulk, the Grand Champion, of course, of Series 2. Said this match always goes to sudden death. The level is so big. It's quite a nice level, so I don't like taking it out, but you can guarantee a 2-minute slog on these matches. Oh, but Shulk has picked up his final smash, which is bad news for Isabelle if he manages to land it. He has 10 seconds to do so. Now, if the timer runs out and he uses his final smash, as we learned in the Valiant tourney, it will not matter because you have to kill that person before the timer runs out. And obviously Shulk hasn't done that, so we go to sudden death. Shulk has the close advantage. He hits Isabelle but doesn't kill her. I don't know what happened there. Shulk seems to be on the attack, but it's Isabelle who's ended up winning. It looked like he was even doing a combo on her, but great news for the Fruity Fellas. Isabelle, where you at? Another win as well. That should help you near the top. 29 for 19. Isabelle currently in 11th, so that's behind Richter and Villager. And then Shulk losing means that Shulk goes from 28th to 30th. So that's a mean blow there for Shulk. But good news for Isabelle. Where does that put the Fruity Fellas? Because obviously the Fruity Fellas at the moment are behind Nippleback and Chode Kroger. 2 points behind at the moment. And Chode has Starfighted Ganondorf. I forgot to mention anyone who Starfighted Ganondorf. Chode has, and so has Jordan. So, again, it's great picks, but good, obvious choice as well, to be honest. You know, you've got to make these big picks. So that's both the Bunda Squad and Nippleback gaining double points. So everyone bar Isabelle at the moment has supplied double points. Next up we have Kirby from the Gun Tech, Robin from the Shroom Dogs. Robin's beaten Kirby 3-1 and looking like he's going to do it again here. To anyone who has Kirby, you should be worried. That's Jordan, that's Gizmo, and it's Chode as well. Two of the teams have Starfighter Ganondorf. And it's only Austin from the Wonder Boys who has Robin in their team. Not Starfighter, but just has Robin. Okay, Kirby's not giving up here. I love Kirby's little hair. I don't think I've ever seen that combo before, considering these guys have fought 4 times. And it's Robin who wins, so great news for Austin, who's fighting his way at the bottom of the table. Needed that. No one else getting points for Robin, just you, 21 for 20. And poor old Kirby losing, 25-21, means that Kirby is now still 18th. And that's a Topaz League match in the next round. Is that correct? No, it's not correct, because Isabelle is no longer in the Topaz League, obviously. I'm going to sort that out in a minute. But those guys have fought before, and Isabelle did win. But I need to sort out... Where's Isabelle at? I need to put her in a different league. As you guys watch, Olimar versus Sonic. Let me quickly do it. Isabelle. Where's she at now? Amethyst. Let's just copy and paste that one. Copy... Isabelle.
3, 2, 1, go!
Okay, I've done it. It says. I should sort that out. Does it? It does sort that out, so there won't be a Crystal League match next time because it's against Robin, who's in the Topaz League, and Isabelle won the Topaz League, so, you know, beggars can't be choosers and all that. Anyway, we've got Olimar, the all-star of the Fossil Fuels versus Sonic from Gorilla Limon. Sonic having never beaten Olimar before after having 2 fights. Sonic ranked 34th at the moment. It's Olimar who's smashing it in 5th place. Sonic really hasn't lived up to hype in this tournament so far. After looking the favourite to win the Sapphire League, he is still technically the favourite. But he can't even get through 1 fight at the moment, so until he does that, there's going to be no hope. He keeps trying to knock Olimar down, but he can't. Why not? Okay, Olimar throws a Pokeball, and Sonic's in trouble here. Doesn't want to be hit by the Abomasnow, who's using his Freezy move. Oh, he does a punch as well. Did not know that. Sonic's going after the final smash, but he should just go for the kill instead. That would be much safer. There you go. Sonic loses again. Sonic is just being so rubbish. So, McAway, I know you've Starfighted Sonic. He's just such a letdown. Sorry to anyone who has Sonic. So rubbish. It's Olimar who gets through. I mean, let's not underestimate Olimar. He is an all-star. He is 5th. so he's pretty strong. But bad times for Sonic, who goes down to 36th, meaning that he is the 27th best fighter out of 32 in the Alpha League. That is poor. Bad news for Gorilla Lemon as well. Anyway, let's move on from Sonic. It's too disappointing. To Olimar, who gets through. And now two current All-Star positions who didn't start the league as All-Stars. They're both pros, but Pokemon Trainer's in 7th and Pyromithra's in 6th, so they would end the series as All-Stars. But Pyromithra fall very, very quickly, which is bad news for the pit crew who star fighted Pyromithra. But great news to anyone who has Pokemon Trainer. Two people, Benny P and the Push Trap Patriots, and wait, what? OG Nath, both with Pokemon Trainer. 32 for 19 means that he moves into 6th and Pyromithra go down to 7th. But after losing, they now are still in 7th. They are 1 point above Simon. So Simon is going to be gunning for their points. Great for Pokemon Trainer, who goes through against Olimar. They fought 5 times. And it's 3-2 to Olimar currently. So that should be quite an interesting fight. And obviously Pokemon Trainer is 1 rank behind Olimar as well. So he'll be on the same points if he manages to beat him. But anyway, we move on. Dr. Mario from the Red Robots. Ranked 22nd versus the worst Alpha League fighter, which is Toon Link. But a very popular character in Smash Com Tourney of Tourneys, as a few people do have Toon Link. So let's see who has Toon Link, shall we? Toon Link, Makawari and Jordan, both with Toon Link. Both of you guys needing some wins. And Toon Link is fighting quite well. No one has Dr. Mario, so no one cares about Dr. Mario. No one supports the Red Robots. Everyone supports Gorilla Lemon, who actually facing each other next. Simon versus Dark Samus. 2 Lemon fighters. Hate to see it. At least they'll get someone through. Have the Source had anyone through yet? No, of course not. We've still got Pikachu and Pac-Man. On paper, our team looks good. Anyway, Toon Link really needs to finish this if he doesn't want to be relegated and end up in the bottom 16. Currently, he is just in it. Doesn't want to go down any further. I mean, getting relegated in the Beta League makes sense, but in the Alpha League, no, you don't want to do that, man. You don't want to do that. Oh, I thought Toon Link was safe there, but nothing's happening. They're both on such high percentage. Toon Link has been smoked out. Dr. Mario picks up his final smash. It could be game, set and match. It is game, set and match. Toon Link. Toon Link. Painful. Painful. Dr. Mario. 24 for 20. Ranked 19th. He's fighting really well at the moment. But it's poor old Toon Link who sails further down the Alpha League. 9 for 13, ranked 52nd now. That's mid D1 tier. That's mid relegation tier. Terrible character. Looks great though. No, he's such a legend, but he sucks. Anyway, like I said, this is a Gorilla Lemon versus Gorilla Lemon match with Simon ranked in 8th and Dark Samus in 27th, and it's Simon who's trying to hold on to that all-star position, currently in 8th. So, does he fancy his chances against Dr. Mario in the next round? We shall see. I need to check on Sonic, see if anyone else from the Sapphire League got through. They didn't, which, you know, is goodish news, because that's the time that you don't want Sonic to get through. I can't believe how rubbish he's fighting. All it takes is one win and Sonic gets that +5. That's what's annoying about it. But it's all down to the fixtures. Currently, after 30 seconds, it is Simon who appears to be beating Dark Samus, but he's also picked up a cannon gun, throws it at Dark Samus, so Dark Samus is most likely doomed here, which means that Simon gets through, which is great news for anyone who has Simon. So, quick cover, we've got Fruity Feathers and Gizmo. And Gizmo's star fighter in Simon as well, I forgot about that. That's awesome. So Dark Samus 14 for 13 and Simon getting through. Gizmo with double points and Simon might be moving up here. Moves up to 7th, so takes over Pyro and Mithra, who are now on the edge of losing their all-star position at the moment. Remember, to get an all-star, you have to rank in the top 8. Pyro and Mithra is 8th, are 8th. And Dr. Mario and Simon have fought before, and it's 1-1. So, nothing too exciting. Speaking of not exciting, but could be crucial, is Ice Climbers from the Cockadoodle Dudes versus Duck Hunt Duo from the Shroom Dogs. And Duck Hunt have beaten Ice Climbers before, but both of these guys are ranked 38th for Ice Climbers and 39th for Duck Hunt Duo. So, it's not the most exciting for us, except for anyone who has these fighters, as they're ranked quite low. But a win here could be crucial for one of these fighters. Now, I know that Jimmy from Mega Drive has Duck Hunt Duo, but a lot of people have Ice Climbers, expecting them to win the Topaz League, and they didn't. So, tough times for Ice Climbers. But they do get a win here today. That's the first time in ages. Has anyone starfighted them? No. No, but about 6 people have them, so well done to everyone who has Ice Climbers. You would have seen it on the screen. I'm not going to go through it right now, because it's just finished. They're 20 for 20 on 34th, sorry. And Duck Hunt Duo 19 for 21 go down to 44th. So great breakthrough there for Ice Climbers. Not Incineroar. I accidentally put Incineroar there. There we go. And a win for the Cockadoodle Dudes, who have got through 2 fighters now, with Steve as well. 2 out of 2. This is a cool match, but again, not much going on. But it is Sheik versus Link, which people love to see. Sheik, who from the Shroom Dogs, is ranked 21st, and Link from the Fossil Fuels ranked 32nd. Link not having a great tournament. He is the Fossil Fuels' worst fighter in the Alpha League, but the Fuels usually do beat the Dogs. They've won 23 times, the Dogs have won 17. And these two have never fought, so. Now no one has Sheik, again, you know, not a popular character, but few people may have Link. Can you blame them? Link's super cool. Big Nath, Austin and Ash all with Link. Picks up a Warp Star, probably isn't going to reach, doesn't reach. But the Boomerang hits Sheik. Yeah, you've got to be rooting for Link here, right? Whilst these two battle it out. Okay, the Fruity Fellas are now 1 point behind Chode at the top of the table. Chode having Ganondorf in his team, Kirby, Dark Samus, and that's it from the Alpha League. Oh, Link's dead, by the way. But so Ganondorf's through, Kirby isn't through, and Dark Samus isn't through. So that's a low blow for Chode, but at least you've starfighted Ganondorf. Anyway, Sheik gets through. 23 for 19, ranked in 19th. So that is pro position. And Link, 20 for 20, ranked 33rd, obviously. So Sheik goes through against Ice Climbers in a Topaz League match. The one that changed everything. That's the one that the Ice Climbers could have won the Topaz League, but failed to beat Sheik. So, starting the Topaz League again, as no one's won a fight yet. The next round, Ice Climbers versus Sheik. And we have an Energy Source fighter. Our worst one, Pikachu, ranked 38th, versus King K. Rool, ranked 13th. Not having the best tournament, but should really win this. The only thing that we've got is the Energy Source of beating the dudes more times, but surely King K. Rool is going to decimate Pikachu here. I'm not even getting my hopes up. He's even picked up a mushroom, which has made him go super big, which means he's going to be super strong if he lands an attack. They're struggling at the moment as Pikachu is dominating. Maybe I need to be more anti-Energy Source and then they'll do better. I've done this before. Oh no. King K. Rool has hit some form of bomb, and Pikachu's only lost 32% at the moment. Doesn't want to get hit by that fire thing. Doesn't get hit by that fire thing. Pikachu fighting like an ex-all-star. Only by default, but Pikachu was an all-star of the Energy Source once upon a time. How is King K. Rool not lost yet? 1 minute left. Okay, Pikachu wants to explode this bomb. Has done so, but off map. Come on, Pikachu. Or both fighters going for the final smash there. Pikachu, very favourite if he attacks it and stops attacking the floor to get it. It's rolling down the beach. No, Pikachu, what are you doing? It doesn't matter, Pikachu does win, which is a bit of a relief really, because I thought he was going to throw it away there. Tough times for King K. Rool. Good times for Pikachu, and for anyone who has Pikachu. 20 for 20. Moves up to 33rd, obviously. And King K. Rool. 26 for 20. Ranked 13th still. So that was more important, well, for climbing the ranks for Pikachu. For sure. Love to see that. And now it's a Cosmo Vipers top tier fight between Meta Knight, the pro, one of the pros of the Cosmo Vipers, versus Sephiroth, the all-star, who Sephiroth is obviously now in second place, slipping away from Ganondorf, so needs a win here. Both popular characters in Ultimate Dream Team as well. Sephiroth is going to have to take out his pro of his team if he wants to get anywhere near Ganondorf and retake MVP slot. That'd be great for anyone who has Sephiroth in their team. Quite a few people do. Quite a few people have Meta Knight as well. So let's just see what happens if Seph wins. I think that's the safest bet at this point. Let's just say no one starfighted Meta Knight, but a lot of people have starfighted Sephiroth, who is fighting against the tide at the moment. It's Meta Knight who's picked up the Ditto. Sephiroth 2 versus 1. Meta Knight who's destroying at the moment. Sephiroth not landing an attack. Getting a bit confused by having 2 fighters there, it seems. Okay, it's over. 1-on-1 again. Oh, Meta Knight is killing. Classic. Classic Tourney of Tourneys. 1 minute left. Sephiroth dodging the attacks. Can't land an attack. Meta Knight is fighting well. Seph not landing anything. There we go. Undeservedly, Sephiroth wins, which means that Team Nuggets, Limon La Vida Loca, the Wonder Boys, and King K. Rool rules all get double points for Sephiroth winning. As Meta Knight loses. 22 for 20. Goes down to 24th, so clinging on to pro position. And Sephiroth, trying to catch Ganondorf at the moment, is now on 40 wins for 19. Such big stats. And faces Pikachu in the next round, who's beaten before and is like 31 places above him. So that's going to be a match. It's going to be a match. Anyway, we have Little Mac versus King Dedede. These guys have never fought. I feel like they've always fought, but they haven't, according to my stats. So we've got Little Mac from the Fossil Fuels, King Dedede from the Cockadoodle Dudes. Dedede's ranked 3rd, Little Mac's ranked 25th. So Little Mac was a pro, but is currently out of pro status with 1 win and 4 losses this series. Whereas King Dedede, always very consistent, always near the top, but is 3rd. How far 3rd? That's what I want to know. He's on 19, Sephiroth is on 21, and Ganondorf's on 23, so 2 points separates all of them as the top 3 fighters. And at the moment it's Little Mac who is fighting extremely well. Now Little Mac always finds his way into the Grand Championship finals, but this season hasn't done so yet. Could this be his time? He always finds a way, he tries to defend his championship that he won in Series 1. It's looking good so far. Almost hit King Dedede with a bullet bill. Failed to. But 1 big hit here and Little Mac wins. He's throwing stuff. Picked up a Snorlax, picked up an assist trophy, and it is all going to be against King Dedede right now, who is out. So Little Mac gets through, which again is great news for the Fruity Fellas who have Little Mac in their team. 22 for 19 for Little Mac. Great news. Now 22nd. And King Dedede, shock loss. I don't think anyone has King Dedede, who has got a gold already this tournament. So it's Byleth who goes above King Dedede without even fighting yet. But Byleth is up next against Pac-Man from the Energy Source, ranked 29th. So it's definitely Byleth who's favourite. But can she win against Pac-Man? We shall see. And let's have a look at Ultimate Dream Team, see where we're at. So it's now 3rd Lemon, who are 1 point above Chode and Nippleback in Alpha League number 5. Third Lemon. I'm going to go through your team in a minute. Just because Pac-Man and Byleth are probably showing you on screen who has them. Don't know who has Pac-Man. I know that Big Nath has Byleth. 3 more seconds, maybe. Yeah, I'll do it now, I'll do it now. So, Third Lemon, you've got Simon who's through, Steve who's through, Little Mac who's through, and Isabel who's through. Yeah, you've got all 4 of your Alpha League fighters through. Man, you are doing well at this. And Pac-Man is out, which is terrible news for anyone who has Pac-Man. But great news for Big Nath, who has Starfighted Byleth after changing from Richter. So Richter got through, obviously, so that was a bit of luck there, but great news for Big Nath. As Byleth, 36 for 17, clearly over King Dedede now, and 2 points behind Sephiroth. And it's Pac-Man who loses, 21 for 21, ranked 32nd. Well done to Byleth, who faces off against King Dedede in the next round. That is... Oh no, Little Mac. Sorry, I was meant to say Little Mac. King Dedede didn't get through. I put him in there, but... yeah, that would have been a great match. But no, it is Byleth who gets through and faces Little Mac in the next round. So, that should be good. But for now, we go to round 2. In which we start with Richter versus Steve. 2 of these fighters close to being an all-star. And with Pyramithra losing, have a great opportunity to swoop in there. But it all depends on what happens. See, Richter is... Let's have a look at the... Let's see what's what. Richter is on 10. Oh no, Steve's gone down to 12th now, so Steve's on 9. And Pyramithra on 12. So, 2 points behind, but Pyramithra are out. So, Steve can catch them. So can Richter. If they keep winning. Obviously, that's the story of everyone. Everyone keeps moving up if they keep winning. It's Steve who's favourite at the moment. Remember, both these fighters have been Starfighted. With Mega Drive Starfighter in Richter. And both We Will Rock You and the Fruity Fellas Starfighter and Steve. Steve looking the absolute favourite at the moment. Steve winning. So, chaos vibes for the Fruity Fellas. Who have yet another... Now, let me just check this. I don't want to jinx things. Makawewe, I'm sorry if you're dying inside whilst watching this, but the Fruity Fellas Starfighted Snake in the Beta League and won. So, 2 in a row would be carnage. I'm going to see if anyone's done that in a minute. Let me put Steve through first. 21 for 11. Richter, 21 for 12. So Richter goes to 12th, Steve goes to 10th at the moment. Great news for the Cockadoodle Dudes getting through, an absolute beast of a fighter. And great news for Third Lemon, who's comfortably in first place at the moment. Now, what did I say I was going to check? If anyone has double Starfighted. Yeah. Nippleback and Chode. Speaking of Ganondorf, Starfighted Ganondorf who won a tourney, and then Starfighted Snake. So that was 10 points there, but then double that. So 20 points you got from just those 2 fighters winning. Can it be done again? And if it's going to be done again, is it going to be today? As we watch Pichu from the Red Robots versus Ganondorf from the Shroom Dogs. Like I said before, Ganondorf has not lost to Pichu yet, and is throwing Pichu around like a ragdoll. Absolutely destructive. Ganondorf, how he's ever lost a fight in his life. I was messaging someone saying the other day that some of these big fighters look like they've never lost, but they do lose, like King Dedede. I mean, look at that. A Raichu comes out, destroys Pichu, and it's Ganondorf who gets through, which is big news for Chode, who needed to hang on there to keep up with Third Lemon and the Fruity Fellas. Lot going on at the top. Pichu, 21 for 20, now ranked 27th, but Ganondorf, obviously still in first place, faces Steve in the next round, which they've never fought before, but that is going to be a good close game. Let's have a look what's happened now. Only 1 point ahead now, Third Lemon. Chode is trying to catch you with all on Ganondorf's back. You need Isabel to win here. As Isabel faces Robin. Someone through for Austin and the Wonder Boys. Nothing's happened at the bottom yet. No one's moved around from 13th to 16th, so Molly's still in last. Makawewe in 15th. Wonder Boys in 14th. And Benny P and the Push Trap Patriots in 35th. Tough times. Real tough times. Oh, but Makaweru, you've got Ice Climbers. You've got Toon Link who's really let you down, but Ice Climbers and Sephiroth still, so at least you have those two. How are we getting on here? It is Isabelle who is destroying at the moment. Robin just holding on. It's only been 40 seconds. I hate this level. I always say it, but I hate this level. It's so rubbish. Right, Robin attacking now, and Robin beats Isabelle, which is huge. Good news for Austin, who has Robin in his team. 22 for 20. Bad times for Third Lemon, who loses Isabelle. 29 for 20. So Isabelle's ranked 12th now. Robin ranked 26th, trying to make his way back into pro status. Needs to be 24th up until 9th. And then you're a pro. So Robin trying to get through. That's 2 Shroom Dogs through now as well. They've still got Sheik left. But here we go. Dramatic match of Olimar from the Fossil Fuels and Pokemon Trainer from the Gumtech. 5th and 6th place. They fought 5 times. Olimar winning 3. Pokemon Trainer winning 2. Obviously, because 3 plus 2 is 5. So let's see who wins now. I'm rooting for Pokemon Trainer because a lot of people have Pokemon Trainer. Or 2 people do. No one has Olimar. And, you know, the Gumtech, throw him a bone. You know, let him in.
This might get unpleasant.
I don't know what's going on. That might be an assist trophy for Olimar. Pokemon Trainer struggling here. We're getting some crazy attacks. And it's Olimar who hasn't won. Pokemon Trainer is again looking in trouble. That assist trophy attacks Pokemon Trainer one more time. They're going to struggle. But it doesn't matter because it's Olimar who... I actually don't know what happened there. It took some damage, the final smash, but it didn't kill Pokemon Trainer. I think they got stuck below the level. But there's a Raichu, which we saw kill Pichu earlier. Can it do the same for Pokemon Trainer? It's looking unlikely at the moment. Olimar destroying them. They're almost on 200%. Pokemon Trainers need a bloody big attack here. Picks up a Beam Sword. Thought they was going to throw it there. It's Pokemon Trainer who fight back. Almost on 200%. And it's Olimar who loses. So Olimar 33 for 19. Love to see Pokemon Trainer win that. Love that. 33 for 19 for Pokemon Trainer. So they are currently on the same points as Olimar, so could take 5th place if they win their next match against Robin, which is definitely doable. Anna's beaten Robin twice before, and Robin's only won once. So, big match there for Pokemon Trainer. But well done for beating Olimar. As we move on to the other half of round 2, which starts with Dr. Mario versus Simon. So, it's going to be Gizmo who's going to be watching this, rooting for Simon, as she has Starfighted Simon. No one roots for Dr. Mario because it's Dr. Mario. Apart from that, let's just see what happens, shall we? These guys used to be in the Emerald League together, but Simon won it, so moved on to the Obsidian League, in which not much is happening. Yeah, good move there from Dr. Mario. I thought Kirby was through earlier, but Kirby's not through. Kirby just missed Robin, obviously. You guys know that because you watched it. That's what I'm saying. Okay, nothing happening so far. Now, famously, I don't actually like Simon, but it would be interesting if he gets through. As Dr. Mario wouldn't be interesting at all. It's good for the Gorilla Limon as well if Simon gets through, as he is their all-star. It's a tiny level. How's no one won this yet? No one's landed a killer blow, or that could have been it. Simon going for his final smash, gets it, needs to use it. Uses it, which means Dr. Mario is most likely dead. Stop putting it in just in case. There you go. Simon wins. Good news for Gizmo, double points. Dr. Mario goes down to 22nd. Whereas Simon, where are you? 33 for 20. Still 7th. For Simon, who's behind Pokemon Trainer by 1 point now. Would be a good final. Did I move Dr. Mario down? I did. I put Simon through. Well done, Simon. Now ranked 7th, which I've already said. Was still ranked 7th. But anyway, good results for Simon there, who could face off against a weak fighter here in Sheik, ranked 19th, or Ice Climbers, ranked 35th, as they fight in the first Topaz League match since the reset. So a lot of people rooting for Ice Climbers here, so I'm with you guys. Boo to Sheik. Which means Sheik's probably going to win this tourney now. Now I've said it. Nothing as of yet. No, got nothing. Nothing to commentate on. It's just Ice Climbers who are fighting well. They have got a mine in their hand that they've thrown off the edge of the stage, so that won't be hitting Sheik secretly. But they are still fighting well. They just need to get one big hit with their hammer, and Sheik's gone. No. Oh no, that's big trouble. Oh no, not over yet. Ice Climbers hanging on for dear life. They were all-stars once, believe it or not. And Sheik was ranked really high because Sheik won the Sapphire League. If anyone remembers that. Back in the day. Okay, that's a good move there from Ice Climbers, who picked up that explosion. Would have killed Sheik, but Sheik didn't land into it. 34 seconds for Ice Climbers to win this. Sheik throws a rocket. Not done anything. There you go, Ice Climbers get the win. Great news, guys. Sheik loses 23 for 20. Goes down to 20th, but it's Ice Climbers who prevail. Needing a good run of form, 21 for 20. Ranked in 31st now. Like I said, they've got a tough game next against Simon. Ice Climbers 31st. They fought before and it's 1-1. So that's pretty close. But also great news for Ice Climbers, who get their first win against Sheik. Nice. Topaz League #1, on the way to almost win it again. As we go into the next round between Pikachu, painfully for the energy source, versus Sephiroth, ranked #2. And this kind of level just screams Sephiroth win. There's an edge. And with that big old sword, it's going to be chaotic. A few people do have Pikachu, but it's all the Starfighters that I'm looking at. All 4 people needing Sephiroth to win here. Okay, Pikachu's near the end of the level. That could be it. It's not it. Pikachu's still fighting good. I don't know what happened there. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I thought was going to happen. I don't know if I was able to communicate that with you guys, but it felt like it, didn't it? Sephiroth 41 for 19. Moving closer to Ganondorf. Well, not closer, but keeping distance. Pikachu 20 for 21 and the energy source are out. You know why? Because they're rubbish. Good news for Seth though. And all the Seth fans who have Starfighted Seth. Which, name drop, Team Nuggets, Limo La Vida Loca, the Wonder Boys, and King K. Rool rules. And next up is Little Mac from the Fossil Fuels versus Byleth from the Red Robots. Byleth, the Starfighter of the Mighty Class, one of our semi-finalists in the Valiant Tour. And let's have a quick roundup, as it's a big level of who's doing what in the league. So currently Third Lemon is 2 points above Chode on 66. Chode is on 64. Has a massive lead over third place, unbelievably massive. 11 points. So first and second are running away with it. It's just craziness. Who's moved up? Ash, you've moved up. Gizmo, you've moved up. OG Nath, Austin. A couple of people moving about, you know. It's close. It's a close tourney. I've looked away and what's going on. Byleth is decimating Little Mac, and obviously Byleth is our third top fighter, so a match between Byleth and Sephiroth would be a bit of a tasty treat for us. That's what I'm saying. Firstly, Byleth needs to win, and if she doesn't win in the next minute, then sudden death could mean anything, couldn't it? So she needs to get a good hit here. Thought that was going to be it, but it wasn't. Needs to lure Little Mac in that position and attack. Sometimes I call it right, you know. Sometimes I call it right. Very rarely, but Little Mac is out. Which, I don't know how that stands for the fossil fuels. Do they have anyone through? Let's have a look. No, they don't. So, Byleth getting through has beaten Sephiroth once before, and Sephiroth has never beaten Byleth. But that means that the fossil fuels are now 2 points behind the Cosmo Vipers. Craziness. And Gorilla Limon are 4 points away from the fossil fuels, so all very close. Apart from the Energy Source, who are 13 points away from 7th place. They are dead last. Damn. Anyway, we go into the third round, or the quarterfinals. I think this game says third round, which is Steve versus Ganondorf. So this is a good fight. Despite Ganondorf being MVP, Steve does stand a chance here. Both have been starfighted. And what's good is, first place, Third Lemon, has starfighted Steve. And second place, Chode and Nippleback have starfighted Ganondorf. So a win here could be crucial for first or second place. Ganondorf using that Raichu again. That's the third time that Pokemon's appeared today. And Ganondorf is just destroying and wins really easily. What a fighter. Who can stop him? 41 for 16. That's mad. And Steve, 21 for 12. So that is great news for Chode, who now must be joint points with the Fruity Fellas. If I can find it. Is joint points. Ganondorf winning 8 wins in a row now after winning the last tourney. What a fighter. Who's going to go against him? Will it be Robin or will it be Pokemon Trainer? We shall see. Pokemon Trainer's beaten Robin twice before. Robin's only won once. But that's anyone's game, you know, that's luck. But Pokemon Trainer's now ranked 6th, whereas Robin's ranked 26th. So one of them is a lot more consistent these days. And it's the one who is winning at the moment, which is Pokemon Trainer, who's using the weakest Pokemon in Squirtle. Now that wasn't a diss at Squirtle, by the way, that's the way the game works. Squirtle's really quick, light. Ivysaur's like in the middle, like Baby Bear. And then Charizard is just really strong, but very slow. And I changed to Ivysaur, the more balanced fighter. I think we will see Charizard come out here. We always tend to see Charizard come out here. Ivysaur uses the Super Scope. Robin dodges the Super Scope, which was crucial. What an attack. Would have been game over if Robin didn't land that attack. There it goes. Super Scope wins. It looked like it was always going to win, and it's Pokemon Trainer who beats Robin. So, Robin, 22 for 21. Pokemon Trainer, 34 for 19. Ranked 5th now. Overtakes Olimar, and it's 3 wins behind King Dedede. So, can't take over King Dedede today, but great news for Pokemon Trainer. Who, they're Pokemon Trainer 2-all against Ganondorf. So, they're both good fighters, but going to need Pokemon Trainer to pull out all the stops to beat this unstoppable force. In other news, Simon from Gorilla Limon versus Ice Climbers from the Cockadoodle Dudes, who are fighting extremely well this tournament. So is Simon. They're both in the same position, but anything can happen. It's the joy of Smash Com Tourney of Tourneys. Anything can always happen. Great little combo there from Ice Climbers. Oh, Simon counter-attacked somehow using that chain. Love that. Good hit there from Ice Climbers, who are getting double the damage for the 2 hammers. Throw that little shady pixel thing that could kill Simon if he's absorbed by it, but it's looking like he's not going to be. So, a nice easy win there is out of the way for Ice Climbers, who have to fight just a little bit more. They're off screen. Simon using his healing orb. I think he's peppering Ice Climbers. No, they're back on screen. Oh no, that should be it now. Surely. No, not yet. Oh, it's Guile. Anything can happen with Guile, but it doesn't matter because it's Simon who beats Ice Climbers. So great news for Gizwu, who starfighted Simon. No one starfighted Pokemon Trainer, but people have him at least. So Simon gets through. 34 for 20. Still in 7th place. Who's in 6th? It's Olimar. So Simon and Olimar are on the same points at the moment. So Simon looking to take that position, and Olimar slipping from 5th to 7th if Simon continues to win. Ice Climbers, 21 for 21. 34th. So, a Gorilla Limon fighter getting through, which means that they're closing the gap on the team in second, the Fossil Fuels, by 3 points. So it's going to be 4 different teams in the final, as we've got a Vipers and Red Robots match, and what a fight it is. Because even at this point, we have all-star potential fighters through, with Ganondorf in 1st, Pokemon Trainer in 5th, Simon in 7th, and then you've got Sephiroth in 2nd and Byleth in 3rd. So if any of these guys could get through, both have been fighted. So apart from Pokemon Trainer, we've got 3-star fighters in the semi-final. Because these guys have been star fighted. As we know, 4 people with Sephiroth and Big Nath with Byleth. Changing from Richter to Byleth was a great choice. Another bold move by the mighty Clucks, who have always made good decisions in this tournament. In this series, not just this tournament. At the moment, like I said, Sephiroth's never beaten Byleth before. They've not fought that many times, but can he win today? At the moment, Sephiroth is decimating. Are we in for the run of Ganondorf versus Sephiroth in the final? 1st versus 2nd. That would be mad. And we are in the run into as Sephiroth wins. So, 42 wins for Sephiroth, who is 2 points behind Ganondorf. So obviously if Ganondorf loses and goes down and Sephiroth goes 1 up, they'll be on the same points. Which means that Sephiroth will retake the throne very quickly, can I add as well. As Byleth is out, but is safely in 3rd by 1 point. But the Cosmo Vipers get through, which is going to increase their lead above the Fossil Fuels, who have no one through. So, big money moves here, but we could have a 1st v 2nd. Let's see what happens in this semi-final, as we have Ganondorf versus Pokemon Trainer. Here we go. Now, 3rd Lemon, who is still in 1st place by 1 point, has Simon. And that is it. So you're rooting for Simon. Chode, who's in 2nd place by 1 point, needs Ganondorf to get through. Oh, so close. Love this. Okay, so Pokemon Trainer's changed to Ivysaur straight away to try and get some power against Ganondorf, who can take percentage really quickly, as we've seen him do so often, especially in these last 2 tourneys. It's close. Ganondorf, what a beast. Big attack there against Ivysaur. Probably needs to change to Charizard. Has changed to Charizard, but it doesn't matter. It honestly doesn't matter, because Ganondorf is broken. Defeats Pokemon Trainer. Not the ones to stop him, as he's on 9 wins in a row. Now, I think Ganondorf's won twice in a row before, which is bonkers. 42 for 16 for Ganondorf. Pokemon Trainer possibly going to go down to 6th now. Or goes down to 7th. Simon's actually in 6th. A lot of people on 14 points there. Well, that's like wins minus losses kind of thing. But Ganondorf, absolutely crazy. Who's he going to face in the next round? If 3rd Lemon wants to stay on par with Nippleback and Chode, going to need Simon to win, but it's going to be tough against rank number 2, who's beaten Simon 4 times, and Simon's only won once. So, I don't know why they've always fought each other, but here we go again. It's a weird level, this one, because you can walk either side. And it's Simon. So, in a twist turn of events, the rank number 2 fighter is out. 42 for 20. Still in 2nd place. Now, 4 points off of Ganondorf. And Simon gets through, which means that, obviously, credit to Gizmo as well, who star-fighted Simon. So, you must be getting some big points. We'll get to you later, but currently you guys are joint top. Nippleback and Fruity Feathers on 68 each, and you both have a fighter in the final. You guys are absolutely smashing it. As Simon gets through. Oh, did I add Simon's... Oh yeah, he's 5th now. Currently ranked in 5th place. Simon now 3 wins off of King Dedede as we reach this all-star final. All-Star the Shroom Dogs versus All-Star Gorilla Limon. Ganondorf versus Simon, which is Nippleback versus Third Lemon and the Fruity Fellas. It's going to be a good final. Can Ganondorf win 2 in a row and secure an Ultimate Dream Team lead for Nippleback? So far it's Simon who's doing the big damage. Simon's a heavy hitter, who knew? Ganondorf picks up a baseball. Hasn't thrown it yet, has thrown it now. Not enough to... oh, he's thrown it a lot at Simon. Simon, big attack. Not enough to defeat Ganondorf yet. Anything can happen. It's like Ganondorf is getting attacked by an assist trophy now as well, so big trouble for Ganondorf. Oh, that attack there would have won the game. But it's Simon who wins! This is crazy! So Ganondorf loses in the final. Finally dethroned. 42 for 17. Still 2 points ahead of Sephiroth for MVP. Or 3 points ahead, sorry. But it's Simon who gets the win today. 36 for 20. Great news for Gizmo, who star-fighted Simon as he wins Alpha League number 5 in an absolute beast of a tournament with some real big fighters doing really big things. So that's impressive. Well done, Alpha League. Always impressive. Never fails. Love that. Well done, Gizmo. Can't wait to look at the Ultimate Dream Team. I'm not going to look yet. I'm going to wait to see it with you guys. Which we're going to do right now. Because we're going to go over to the archives. We're going to catch up on everything. See where everyone's at. And yeah, we'll go from there. So firstly, we need to congratulate Simon, who's never been in a final before, despite being 5th at the moment. Never been in a final. So Simon wins his first final, first gold medal for him, and he also beat Ganondorf, who is the record holder for finals. He's won 4, and now he's lost 2, so that's 4 golds and 2 silvers for Ganondorf. So well done to Simon for stopping him, getting to 5, and now the team rank. So we know Ganondorf and Sephiroth didn't move apart. They both almost faced each other in the final. It was very close, but it did not happen, as it was Simon who stole the show and has moved up 4 places into 5th right now through winning that tournament. Byleth there in 3rd. Pyromithra now slipping down that table as they're only 2 points ahead of Villager. And then it all goes down. Loads of people on 9. Steve, Richter, and Isabel. Steve moving up 2, so great news there from Steve. How's it looking at the sad end of the Alpha League? Oosh. Duck Hunt Duo moving down 5. Ike moving down 3. And Toon Link moving down 3. So Toon Link now in serious trouble. You're not meant to go this far down for the Alpha League, but you've got to. Team rank. The Fossil Fuels didn't have a great tournament, so it's the Cosmo Vipers who have gone into first place by 2 points. Gorilla Limon now only 1 point off of the Fossil Fuels. Looking like a very good team to pick for the top team. Remember the Synergy Trophy? So the team that you support could win you a trophy. We shall see what happens, but all eyes on Gorilla Limon. The dudes have moved up above the Gum Tech, but they're on the same points. Shroom Dogs are in for a show as well. They're being 1 point behind the Gum Tech. Red Robots are -5. And then the Energy Source, -17. Awful. Best fighter of this season, so that's the Spartan accolade, is now Ganondorf, who has won 13, lost 4, so he's on 9, which is joint with Simon. But crazy because Isabel, Pyromithra, they've both dropped now. So Ganondorf is the best fighter of this series and is MVP. So he is smashing it open. I'll quickly look at the Crystal League, just the Opal League, because Ganondorf got that win against Banjo and Kazooie, which now means that Ganondorf is on 3, along with Banjo, along with Wii Fit Trainer. So the way Ganondorf's fighting, he is definitely the favourite to win that. So if he faces Banjo or Pyromithra or Dark Pit, all very good fighters, but if any of them guys fight, Ganondorf could be favourite. And then finally, the Ultimate Dream Team. So lots happened at the top, obviously, and that's what we're going to focus on first, which is the Fruity Fellas versus Nippleback in. Let's have a look at 3rd place. 55 points. So currently 13 points ahead, Nippleback. And Fruity Fella's 1 point ahead of Nippleback. So 14 points ahead of third place. It's crazy. You guys are absolutely smashing it. Again, people in the final, you guys, too good. But third lemon there, getting +2 points for Steve winning 2, but it's Nippleback who's gained a lot of points from Ganondorf winning the last few tourneys. No movement from Jamie, or Big Nath, or Jimmy, all at 3rd, 4th and 5th. All pretty close as well, to be honest. But it's Gizwu who's sneaking up and on the same points as Mega Drive as Gizwu gets +5 for Simon winning the Alpha League, which is great news. Ash moving up to 7th. Poor old Long Boy Bob's moved down 2 places to 8th. Nathan, OG Nath, out of nowhere, moving up 3 places into 9th. Who did you have? Ganondorf and Pokemon Trainer. Pichu and Ice Climber. So all those guys getting through the first round at least. And then, you know, big boy fighters. Jordan, still in 10th, which I don't know how, because you starfighted Ganondorf, so another +4 for you. You must have had such a bad start that it's all picking up now. So you're on the same points though as Longboy Bob and OG Nath, so you could move up into the top 10 very quickly. And as for the bottom, the pit crew, Rachel, you've moved down 4 places now. Rosie moving down 1. Austin moving up to 13th. Benny P going into the bottom 3, and then Molly has overtaken, but on the same points as Makawewe, so fighting to not be at the bottom. This don't want to be your thing, mate. This doesn't want to be your thing. You're not going to be the Stendado of Ultimate Dream Team. You get that. Sorry, that was an inside joke. It's not that funny for everyone else. Apart from actually all the people watching this probably actually know that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Makawewe, you are in bottom place at the moment. Same points as Molly. So, as I always do, let's have a quick look over at the Growth Trophy, which I've not looked at yet. Nothing is happening at the top. The Fruity Fellas are still first, all the way down to 6th. Gizmo, you've moved up to neutral, which has put you in 7th place. And a couple of you, Rosie and OG Nath, have moved up a little bit, but you're all still in the minus figures, which means that your team's worth in the amount of duck points you spent has decreased. So, quite hard to improve on that one, but that is where we're at the moment. So, ending it on the Ultimate Dream Team and looking at that top battle, doesn't seem like anyone can catch them, but we are still only, well, over halfway now. So, still a lot to play for, and all it means is you've got to start fighting those right fighters. So, make sure you're paying attention, make sure you're making those money moves, and I will see you guys in Beta League number 5 next week. Maybe. Yes, definitely next week. Definitely next week. Unless something, obviously a meteor hits the world or something. But no, definitely next week. See you then. Take it easy, guys. Bye.